Hi everyone, my name is Scott Legier, and today I'm going to answer one of the most frequently asked questions I get on my channel. What equipment do I use to record, and how do I set it up to get the best sound possible for the French horn? With the help of my friend John, who's an audio engineer at the new World Symphony, we've taken a variety of microphones and tried to find the best sound possible that we could get out of them in this room. I'll start by introducing you to each microphone and letting you hear how they sound. Then I'll swap out the audio while I'm playing so that you can compare these microphones directly. And finally, I'll give you a couple of general and easy tips that can improve your recording no matter what equipment you're using. But before we begin, I should say that this is not going to be a comprehensive guide of every single type of microphone with every single type of recording setup. Instead, what I wanted to do was make a tiered list so that you could compare some budget-friendly, easy-to-use options with some more professional equipment. Let's get started. The first microphone we'll demonstrate is the Zoom H2N. The Zoom H2N is a portable recorder that can record in a variety of stereo patterns, including XY and mid-side recording. It's easy to use, easy to carry around, and is a great microphone to keep in your horn case so that you can always record whenever you're practicing. We put the H2N about 6 feet away from the French horn at about eye level. This is what it sounds like. One of the most accessible microphones you probably have is a phone. I wouldn't recommend using it for any competitive auditions, but if you need to hear how you sound, it can work in a pinch. I put the phone microphone about 6 to 8 feet away, elevated to about eye level. Here's what it sounds like. This is the Blue Yeti USB microphone. It's probably the most popular microphone on the market right now. The dial on the back allows you to record in stereo, cardioid, omnidirectional, and bidirectional polar patterns to get a variety of sound. Since it is a USB microphone, you're going to need to have it connected to a computer and using a digital audio workstation like Logic Pro or Audacity in order to record with it. The first 30 or so videos that I recorded on this channel were recorded using a Yeti Blue microphone. It's an incredibly versatile and easy to use microphone. We put it in the stereo pattern for this recording and left it 6 to 8 feet from the horn at about eye level. Here's what it sounds like. Now this is where our recording setup starts to get a little bit more complicated. Unlike the Blue Yeti, which was a USB microphone that plugged directly into our computer, these microphones are XLR microphones, which are going to need an audio interface like the Scarlett 18i8 in order to work properly. The audio interface's main job is to provide power to these microphones and convert the analog signal to a digital signal that can be used by your computer in the digital audio workstation of your choice. For this setup, we used a Rode M5 matched pair in front of the horn and a Rode NT1A as a spot mic. The Rode M5 matched pair are a set of small pencil condenser microphones. We placed them in an ORTF stereo pattern 6 to 8 feet in front of the horn and about 10 feet above the ground, angled down towards the instrument. The Rode NT1A is a large condenser microphone that we used as a spot mic, meaning that we kept it much closer to the horn, about a foot in front of the bell at ground level. The Rode NT1A's purpose as a spot microphone is just to add a little bit more detail and a little bit more color to the overall sound of the French horn in the recording. I'll let you hear what each of these microphones sounds like by themselves and then show you how we mix them together. We also used the Sony C-100 condenser microphone in the cardioid pattern as a spot mic. Here's what that sounded like. And finally, the last microphones we used were a pair of DPA 4011 small pencil condenser microphones. We recorded using the DIN stereo technique, which is a little bit different than ORTF. These microphones are serious professional equipment with some of the most accurate, detailed, and colorful sounds that you can get out of any small condenser microphone. Here's what the DPA 4011 sound like alone and with the Sony C-100. Now I'm just going to leave some audio running and switch between the microphones as I play. It's important to note that we didn't make any edits to the sound except to make all of the audio levels consistent throughout the different setups. Hi everyone, Editor Scott here. We actually did have to make some small EQ adjustments to the Rode M5. The left microphone was giving off a lot of signal noise that needed to be taken out. I don't think the adjustment affected the comparison or the overall sound of the Rode M5. It's just something I wanted you to be aware of in case a lot of signal noise creeps into your own recordings. Okay, here's the microphone test. So maybe after hearing our tests, you found a microphone that you'll want to use to record your own horn playing. However, no matter what microphones you have at home, here are a few tips that can make sure that you're getting the best sound possible out of whatever equipment you're using. One of the cheapest things you can do to enhance your recording setup is just to buy a microphone stand. Elevating your microphone is going to allow it to capture more of the room's sound, and keeping it off the ground and not touching any surfaces will keep away unwanted reflections and unwanted frequencies from getting into the microphone. You should also experiment with a different place to put the microphone in the room. Just because my microphone's best sound happened to be 6 to 8 feet away from the horn doesn't mean that yours might be closer or even further away. You should play and record in as many different spaces as possible. Every single room is going to have its own acoustic needs for your microphone, meaning a different placement, a different height, etc. But giving yourself the time to experiment is going to allow you to figure out what is the most optimal sound that you can get out of your microphone. And lastly, try to eliminate as much unwanted outside noise as possible. Things like your air conditioner, your washing machine, or your dishwasher can make a lot of ambient noise that can get into your recording. You want it to be as clear and clean as possible. I hope you enjoyed that microphone comparison and learned a little bit about how to record yourself better with whatever setup you do have at home. I had an absolute blast recording today with all this high-end equipment, and I'm especially thankful to my friend John for donating his time to help me make this video. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions, and I'd love to hear what microphones you're using to record. If you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing so that you'll be notified when I post more videos like this one. And as always, take care, stay safe, and happy recording.